Welcome back to Sunshine Haze Co. I am AUJHA. This is your 2022 tarot forecast. This video is for the Sagittarian, Sag Sun, Sag Moon, and Sag Rising. Before we get into it, if you feel like what I'm saying is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon or rising sign, which you'll be able to find in the 2022 tarot playlist on my channel. Okay, I'll probably also link it in the description box too. With that being said, I'm not going to drop all of the plugs that I have for you in the beginning of the video because I typed them in the description box. So everything I want you to watch and read and look at, click on will be down there along with the timestamp for the reading if you'd like to skip ahead, okay? Sag, this is going to cover the energies for you for this year, overall theme, overall energy, what's on the horizon for you in a few different areas, and also going to be looking at your character archetype, your soul message for this year, the energy you need to be tapping into already. If you like the decks that I'm reading with and you're a reader yourself and you want to purchase your own, get your own deck, you can find the links in the description box as well. Alrighty. All right, Sag, let's get into it. First card that I have coming up for you guys in the spread is in the position of your overall energy, your theme for the year, and you actually have the Violet Flame. Okay, trying to do better with showing you guys the cards here. So you've got the Violet Flame for your overall energy. And, excuse me, for those of you guys that don't know what this is, I'm going to try to explain this light work in a very simplified way. So there are colored flames, they're healing flames. They have to do with certain spiritual places. I forget which one the violet flame is actually associated with. It's actually something that I want to do a lot more research on. But they're associated with different places, and each flame, each colored flame has a different like healing quality. It has a different theme to it, so to speak. The violet flame is the last flame, the highest flame, and it is the flame of transmutation. And so this popping up as your overall energy tells me that Sagittarius, this is a year in which the best way that I can put it is like you are kind of cleaning up all of the work that you've done over the past couple of years. We just left your eclipse axis. So these past couple of years for you, Sagittarius, have probably been a wild ride. Excuse me. Don't fall asleep with your window open when you live in a state where it snows. It's not the bid though, I promise. Anyways, so coming off of your eclipse axis, that means that you guys have this past year or so has been a time of shifts and change for you. And typically when you were on your own eclipse axis, it's not necessarily the most subtle changes. In the way that the work comes in, although it has to do with the moon, it kind of has a bit of like a Saturnian energy attached to it. Like you have to line yourself up. The moon is coming in strong for you. So you're coming off of your eclipse axis, meaning that you've been going through these cycles of really important spiritual work and spiritual transformation over the past year and a half. This is the year in which you get to kind of clean it up. You know, like when you're setting up for, say you have a big event to throw, right? And you're doing the setup part. And so during the setup part, you're running around, you're getting all of the resources, you're putting together all the plans, you're getting the people that you need, you're cutting out the things that you don't need. Some of the things go wrong, some of the things go left. But then you set up, and then you have a pile of trash and a pile of things that you still need to clear out and clean up before you can actually put on the event, right? You were in that cleanup phase. That's what 2022 is for you. You're in a cleanup phase of all of the, excuse me, all of the occurrences and situations and things and foundational and circumstantial things that have been transpiring for you over the past year and a half. So with this Violet Flame card, there is a message here. This, again, I'm speaking again to the word transmutation. For anybody that doesn't, that's when energy shifts. Energy does not die. So when you're working with dense energy and you're clearing out dense energy and people, you know, that's why you got to do your research. When you're working with your energy, there is a belief that when you clear out dense and negative and stagnant energy, it just goes, it dissipates. No, when you clear out dense and negative and stagnant energy, you got to do something with it. You can clear it out and it'll just sit there, and it is very easy and especially if you're not being intentional, very easy for you to pick it back up. So when you are clearing out energy, clearing out these things, you have to be intentional with it and transmute it into something positive. So that is what is happening for you during this year. Over the course of the year, you are going to come into spaces and points in time where you're feeling triggered. And it may even be so where like you're in a completely pop-in situation and then you have a thought and it triggers you and puts you into a headspace of where you got to deal with some real stuff because you're thinking about it and it's popping up. But that is because you are going through the motions of transmuting your energy, and part of that does come with the triggers of feeling those emotions and those things that you have to transmute. Okay, on the other side of the violet flame, speaking to color therapy now, color speaking why can't I get this out, speaking of color therapy now, and if you don't know, purple violet is associated with the 7th chakra. So the violet flame also is associated with the sense of completion, and you have a few cards in your spread speaking to that theme as well. So there's a sense of completion, going through your healing, going through your motions, okay? And then also the color purple is a healing color, specifically to spiritual and psychic energies. So this is a year, this is your cleanup year, this is your healing year, this is where you go and you've had band-aids on a few things, and this is not necessarily ripping the band-aids off. You've already ripped the band-aids off. Now you're just kind of going back and picking up the band-aid to make sure that the scar is healing, seeing if you can take the band-aid off now, if the skin is healed under there, and if it's time for you to progress and move forward. I know you guys, and my analogies are so random, but I hear that y'all like them. All right, y'all, let's get into the next card for you, Sag. Coming up in the spread is in the position of what's on the horizon for you in general. And you've got the Chariot card. And so this is going to speak to the way that I read personally. I'm a Cancer. So even though you guys are not Cancers, whenever I pull the Chariot card, because I associate this with my energy, this is a me card. So when I pull it in other spreads, although it may not be associated with Sagittarian energy because of my personal energies, I call this a me card. On the horizon for you in general, you do have the Chariot. This year is all about you stepping into your own, excuse me, stepping into your own, healing from all of those trials and tribulations and all of the density baggage that you still happen to be carrying around, or that you were cleaning up from. You know what not that you're carrying around. You're past the carrying around. You're currently cleaning up. Let's make sure that we remember that. But this Chariot card, excuse me, especially with the violet flame, points to your process this year, putting you into a position of really, I'm saying stepping into your own, but I also want to pair it with like living your best life. Like you are really coming into alignment this year, and that is an alignment this year, and that is a big theme for quite a few of the signs that I've pulled. And it's even more so confirmed because you just finished your eclipse axis, okay? I don't want to say too much about this Chariot card because that's really all that I'm getting. Just getting that you're making moves during this year that are putting you in a better space mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually, okay? Get into the next card. Next card that I have in your spread is in the position of finances and career. And you got an interesting one here, you guys. You got the moon in the position of what's going on with your money and with your career. So I got a couple of different messages for that one. First and foremost, because we're talking about the night and it's not extremely illuminated, there's a little bit of illumination from the sun. I do get that money or opportunities may be slightly scarce this year. I also get that opportunities may come in and they may be a little elusive. Like you may not really know exactly like the type of work that you're doing. You may not have a clear idea of the type of money you're supposed to be making, but for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, this is the Sagittarius video. Y'all are the archers. You shoot your arrow and you go do what you feel like doing. So you just might be interested in do it anyway, but I get the sense that there's not always a clear understanding of what it is that you're doing, or that you may get into certain spaces within your career and think that you're doing one thing and then realize that way more work is being expected of you, and you're like, well, I didn't expect for that work to be expected of me, so what are we doing here? What did I miss? A little bit of confusion in the workplace is what I'm picking up here. A little bit of scarcity as well, but I don't get big scarcity vibes from the moon card. Another thing with this moon card, because the moon is associated with Pisces and I also loosely associated with all water signs in the zodiac, this is a card of creativity and like connection So I do get that you may be doing work this year connected to passion projects. A lot of people, and this is not a secret, a lot of people work jobs that they just work because they need to make money, and they make decent money and they can pay their bills. What I get, Sagittarius, is that the work that you pick up this year, even though it might be a little hazy, a little like, what exactly is this? A lot of the work you pick up this year will have to do with your passion projects, will have to do with your talent. So like, Sag, especially if you're a creative person, you're gonna get creative work. You're gonna be booking creative gigs. You're gonna be, possibly even go so far as to say is like having work displayed in like galleries or virtual showcases or things of that sort for the creatives. For people who are not necessarily creative, whatever it is that you're passionate about, there are some opportunities coming up for you this year with it, but the opportunities, like I said, are a little mysterious. And that's really all, you know what, that's all I got for you, but I do have the deck here. Is there anything else that I can get as far as that moon card goes for Sag and career, and also Sag and finances? Let's see. Page of Wands and Three of Wands. Yeah, I think that you're gonna have, Three of Wands, Page of Wands. Before I get into that message, I definitely think that you're gonna have some creative opportunities coming for you. With these two cards that I pulled, as far as career is concerned, the Three of Wands is a collaborative card. It's a collaborative, creative card. And you've got the Page of Wands. Very possible that you might end up, well, this is also you, this is a Sag video, might be ending up, why can't I get it out? Might end up working with another fire sign individual, feminine energy, possibly a little bit younger, or depending on how old you are, possibly a little bit younger. I'm getting like 20s, 30s. Leo, Aries, or another Sag. Anything else? A lot of fire. Eight of Wands. Ooh. Huh. Work abroad. Maybe not abroad. A different city. Different state. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah, creative work for you guys. Also possibly masculine water sign. Collaborative individual. Aries. Sorry, not Aries. I already said fire signs. Why am I having such a hard time getting water and fire out here? I was thinking that in my head. I wasn't saying it out loud, but I'm jumbling water and fire for you guys. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, possibly people that you could be working with. What was the deal there? What was cut? Ooh, why was it so hard for me to get that out? Two of Wands. It is very possible, Sag, that you're going to be given two opportunities at the same time that you cannot do simultaneously. You're going to have a decision to make. I think that's all I'm going to get on that. That's all I'm going to get on that. Okay. Let's get into the next card for you guys. And this is this is the position of the spread that everybody be waiting for. So I did put it second to last. We're coming into love. The World. Y'all might have the best card that I have pulled for this position. For the entire, y'all in my last video for the general reads, for the entire readings. You got the world here. I'm going to speak to singles and couples. So speaking to singles, Sagittarius, there are a couple of messages here. One, if you are single, I get that you are going to probably remain single, but in like single is powerful to you is what I'm getting. Like you're on some like, no, I want to be single. I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying exploring. I'm enjoying my freedom. I also get that because you have the World card here. This is a card of, let's get that a little bit closer so you guys can see. I love this deck because the World card has a black lady on it and she got curly hair and that made me happy. This is a card of completion, and I spoke to you guys having a whole bunch of cards of completion and a whole bunch of cards of cycles popping up in your spread. So if you are single, Sag, as far as love goes, this is a year, again, you got a whole bunch of transmutation energy. This is a year in which you are really healing your heart chakra. So heart chakra, I'm working on making sure I pronounce that word correctly, healing your heart chakra. So as you move throughout this year, you actually, because you have the world card, you do have it. People are available to you. You have your options. You have your choices. I get that, Sag. Anybody that you want during this year, should you be interested, if you put it out there that you're interested, they are not going to turn you down. They're going to be with it too. But I also get that you are just in a space of being so focused on yourself and your progression and your healing and your mental and physical well-being and emotional well-being, that love is not necessarily on your mind. If it is on your mind, it is more so in the aspect of you thinking about how you're healing from previous relationships, previous situationships, or intimate and romantic connections. But I also don't feel like it's going to be completely quiet for you. I will say that if you are single, I'm not picking up on you meeting anybody this year that could be like your person, like super strong, solid foundational connection. I think that anybody you meet this year is probably just going to be for fun, because you're coming to, so you're, like I said, you're back. That was from another video, but I guess it's for you too. Like, you back on your bully. You're in the cleanup phase. You about to be back on your bully. This world card symbolizes completion. The next step for you is the Fool, and then the Magician. So like, you have completed the cycle. You have done the work. You have completed all the levels. And now you can have whatever it is that you want. So if you want it, you can get it. But I feel like you're not really focused on that this year. But if you need to go toss it, you won't have any problems finding somebody to toss it to. Now, let's read for the people in relationships. And this has two very distinct, one of two ways messages. The first message, speaking to the message of completion. If you are in a relationship, it is very possible that, speaking to two types of relationships, if you're in a relationship that is not like a marriage or like a super long-term relationship, it is possible that the relationship in this year will be cycling out. It has run its course. You have gotten everything that you need from it. Your partner or partners, whatever you do, however you rock, whatever, don't judge, excuse me, have gotten what they need from you. Therefore, it is time for you to cycle on out and cycle on up, okay? Now, on the other hand, another message that I get for this love card with the world energy is being in a relationship, and this being the relationship for you. A sign of completion. Two souls coming together, creating that one unit. And I also get a message here to remind you that you still need to remain an individual in said unit, if that makes sense. And I thought I was going to have more to say on that, but I guess not. I guess that's all I had to say. And the message that I mostly get from this is the cycling up and cycling out of certain relationships. So I'm going to leave that there. And what I will tell you is that I am putting up love readings for 2022. They will not be on YouTube, but I will, they're not recorded yet. I'll start recording them on Tuesday. When I start putting them up, I'll come back and link them in the video. I'll also put up posts in the community tab so that you guys can find them when they are up there, because it looks like you are just transforming in the love department this year, and it looks like you're not really worried about other people, because it's a year about you and healing your own heart. Can I get Sag in relationships? Sag in relationships. Is that completion or is that leveling up? You could go one of two ways, but I feel like I gotta pull one more card for you guys. Or maybe two more cards. Strength. You got the Four of Pentacles and Strength. So literally it could go one of two ways. So if you're watching this video, one of those situations speaks to you. You're either feeling like, this relationship has run its course, or you're feeling like it is time for us to step up and step out. This is a card of, speaking to the Four of Pentacles, this is a card of, setting solid foundations and building upon them. Now, speaking to the Strength card, I typically pull the Strength card when I'm doing love readings for a relationship that has ended. So, I don't know, Sag. Very Sagittarian all over the place. It's what I will say. Either way it goes, either leveling up and leveling out, or or leveling up or completing a cycle. That's what I meant to say. My bad. All right, you guys, let's get into the last card in your spread. It's in the position of your soul message. This is the archetype that you need to be tapping into this year. And I know some of you, and listen, let me just make this very clear. This is my reading. This is not your reading. So if you get the message, you get a different intuitive message, that is cool, but do not come in my comments telling me what my cards mean, all right? Some of you are going to be like, oh, well, if you got the mother card and the world card, isn't somebody getting pregnant? Possibly. But that is not the energy that I'm picking up for your spread. I'm just going to keep it completely real. I'm not picking up pregnancy energy for you guys or anybody around you. We do have the mother card wrapping up your spread. This particular oracle deck speaks to nurturing, and you have the violet flame. So what this speaks to, and it's number 1 in the deck, this is cycling on out, cycling on up. You have the world card. You literally have all of these cards about your personal individual progression. And then the mother card, which is the start. This is the origin space. You coming back to you coming back into the space of your true essence, your true alignment, once you make it through these healing steps with this violet flame, this transmutation card, okay? Like I said, I'm in my head fishing like, is anybody getting a pregnancy message? I'm not getting that. I'm really not getting that. I'm more so getting, well, what I actually am getting is that this is a year in which you need to nurture your soul, Sagittarius. And with that being said, there's also a message I feel like I need to tell you guys, that you need to think about where you're putting your energy. I don't know where that came from. It doesn't really have anything to do with this card, but there's a message here that you need to think about where you're putting your energy, and you need to look at the cycles that you keep ending up in. Look at the cycles that you keep ending up in. Getting not different. This is not that type of reading. I am supposed to be wrapping this on up, but duty calls. What's up? Be mindful of be mindful of how you're putting your energy out and the cycles that you keep putting yourself in. What's up? 2 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. Making a decision, gaining clarity. Ooh, Sagittarius, I think this is a specific storyline for somebody. There is something that you're going to have to make a decision on this year. And I more so get that you're in denial about it. You very much know what the truth is, what's really there. But what I am getting is that you're going to make the decision that is wrong. You're going to not go with the truth. You're going to go with the denial. And that puts you into the 10 of Swords. I don't know where that came from. Okay. The Hangman. You can be contemplating this. I feel like this is something that you maybe have made a decision on, and is it something that you can't go back on, but you're like, I don't necessarily know if that's really what I want, but you're in denial about it, so you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. And then 10 of Swords. All right, I'm trying to wrap up your reading, guys. Can we 10 of Cups? Trying to wrap up your reading. 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords. But you find happiness, you find peace eventually. But what is that about? Okay. The Hermit. Another individual card. There's just pointing to individual energy. And I don't know what that's speaking to, Sag. Some of y'all might need to book a personal reading with me. But going back to the mother card, this is a year in which you need to nurture your soul, nurture yourself, nurture the things that you have going on, and make sure that you understand all of the things that have transpired, all of your hurt, all of the baggage that you're getting rid of, that you have, wrapped up. And then also look at all the things that you were preparing as you go through, like I said, your cleanup phase. And just put the love and the time and the effort into you that is needed this year. I get the sense that you're spreading your energy kind of, and even though you didn't have cards here that say this, I get the sense that your energy is being called into a lot of different spaces, or that you're feeling like you can't prioritize yourself during this year, Sagittarius. You need to move away from that. You actually have a year of being selfish, so you need to be selfish. I will tell you that if you prioritize others and others' feelings over yours, especially if they clash with what you have going on, you're going to put yourself in a trick bag, as my mama says. So, I don't know, listen to your fellow fire sign, my mother, and don't put yourself in a trick bag. Stand firm in your boundaries. This is also a card of boundaries. I didn't say that not once in this reading, and it comes out at the end. This is a card of boundaries as well. Stand firm in your boundaries. Nurture the things that you need to nurture. Give yourself the love that you need to give, and make the tough decisions. When you don't let denial take you out. Denial is not a good thing, and nothing good ever tends to come from it. So just putting that out there. All right, Sagittarius. This is actually, even though you had some very real messages in your spread, this is a pretty good year for you on a spiritual, on a higher level, I think, as far as your highest good is concerned. So that's popping. I hope those messages found you well. Do me a favor if they did. Leave a tip or a donation. I will have those links in there shortly. Does make it so that I can keep putting up free content for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to watch free tarot videos, and if you know any fellow Sages that you might feel like need to hear this information, go on and send them this video. All right, that's it, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.